Today I want to share with you 5 pieces of equipment I came across as I was building my home studio that were serious game changers in making the most out of a tiny space. If you're in the similar situation as I was in a couple months ago, whether you're just trying to build up your music room into something usable, or you're trying to take a small room in your house and transform it into a home studio that you can function and work out of, I hope this video is going to be helpful to you. All the products combined, they're going to cost you under $100, and a lot of them in fact are just simple things that you can find at everyday stores like Walmart or other appliance stores. I got them all on Amazon, so there's going to be links in the description for that. I want to keep this video short, so let's just move on to the first one. Alright, the first one is this power receptacle I got back here. This is just sitting straight on the table. I call it the Tower of Power. It's got a couple Edison outputs on it. It's got 4 USB, so like these blue lights behind me are being powered with USB, and you can plug your phone in, any other pieces of equipment that can run on USB, or any of the power receptacles there. You know, sometimes I'll pull my keyboard up on the table if I'm trying to track something. I just plug the power supply for the keyboard straight in there. If I'm demoing a new pedal or a new piece of gear in general, it's just super convenient for, you know, if you've got one space that is you got to wear a lot of hats with, you got to transform it to serve whatever purpose you're working on at that moment. A tabletop power supply like that is a great thing to have. That's the most expensive piece on the list. It's 25 bucks, but I think it's definitely worth it. I have it attached to the top of the table with Velcro, which leads me on to my second product, Velcro. It's super useful. You're going to find so many uses for it, even if you don't think of some right now. As you go on, you start building your studio. You know, some things it's just nice to stick down to the desk so it's not moving. Maybe you've got an album you'd like to display on the wall for visitors, or maybe you're putting together like simple tabletop rigs. I've got my HX Stomp over there Velcroed to the table as well, and that's when I'm using it, I just throw it there so it's not going to slide off, and I'm not going to pull it off the table with the cable or anything. Velcro is just super useful, and you don't have to buy the brand name either. I use Stranko, and it's equally as good. Much cheaper though. It's self-adhesive. This is 2 inches in diameter. They also have a 1 inch in diameter version. I've bought this like 3 or 4 times now. I go through it like crazy. Now, like I had mentioned, using Velcro to get some stuff on the wall, if you want, just take everything, get everything on the wall that you can, because it frees up the space around you. Obviously guitars are a big one. I've got my headphones over there, wires, cables over here, and you know, I feel like as musicians, we're so used to overpaying, I think, for simple products just because they're designed for musicians, and camera gear is the same way. It's stupid. This is literally, it was advertised as like a bike rack hanger, a wall hanger for your garage or something, and I'll provide the link again for that. This was, what was it, $13? $13, and you got 6 of them. It wasn't just this. You got 6 of them for $13. So I've got my headphones hanging up on the wall behind me, all these wires over here, XLR cables when I get people to come over to record. It's just so easy. I've got my violin up on the wall, but I also have a camera behind me, and this is what I've been using to film for Skype lessons, just to do live video. And I mounted that camera on the wall. It doesn't move. When I start a lesson, I just plug the HDMI into it, and it's got a dummy battery on it, so it's rigged up to the Tower of Power over there. And I just turn the camera on, plug it into my computer, and the Skype lesson is ready to go. It's just, you know, for stuff that you're using over and over again, put it on the wall so it's within arm's reach and you can get to it quickly. It's going to save you time over the course of your career, you know, however long you're spending in your studio. I just think putting stuff on the walls is going to make great use of the space in your studio. Let's move on to the next thing, which might be the most obvious actual piece of music equipment, and the only one on the list at that, and it's monitor stands. And these are the cheapest ones I found on Amazon, 30 bucks. There was some people complaining that, you know, they're not that sturdy, but I zip tied them to the legs of my table. I'm not going to be moving the monitor stands, right? So I zip tied them there, and they're stable as heck. They're not going to move. The monitors are clamped into it. It gets the monitors off the desk, number one, which frees up all that space, but also it's going to uncouple the monitor from the desk. So if you're into sound design, you know what that's all about. It's about, you know, making sure that the vibrations from the speaker are not transferring through your table and into the floor, which can give an unauthentic representation of what the mix actually sounds like. Get them on monitor stands. If you can, try and decouple them from the stands themselves with foam or something. But just in general, getting them off the desk, freeing up that space for yourself, I think you're going to find it gives you a lot more space. So to recap, you've got the Tower of Power for 25 bucks behind me. You've got a pack of Velcro for 13. You've got a set of 6 wall hangers for 13 bucks. We've got the monitor stands behind me for 35. I guess those were the most expensive actually. And then finally, we've got a little bit of money to spare yet. I went with 2 products actually because they go hand in hand, and this is just tiny little wire-sized zip ties and cable mounts. So these are self-adhesive, and I've got the entire backside of my desk here rigged up with them. All the cables from my monitors and the power stuff having to do with my computer, the camera, and my amps, and everything is just routed along the back of the table, and it keeps it all neat and together, so I'm not going to be kicking something and ripping it out and trying to figure out where the heck the wire goes from. And I'm not going to pull my desk out to demonstrate this because it would ruin it, but if I pulled my desk out, you would see that all of the wires follow the same path down to the power strips that I've got in the bottom of the desk, and this is all done with just zip ties and self-adhesive cable mounts. Now lastly, I wanted to throw in one bonus item, which brings the total to 6, and it pushes it over the $100 limit. It's definitely not something you need, and maybe it might not even be useful to you. But if you've got a phone with wireless charging capabilities, I've got this desktop wireless charger. It sits the phone up right in front of me, and I can view it as I work on my computer. It's come in handy so many times if I'm conversing with clients, as I'm mixing something down, or I'm working on a string project, and I'm bouncing files back and forth between them. The messages pop up right there. I'm reading them as I'm doing the edits, and I can keep track of everything. It's right next to my computer. Super convenient just to have a little desktop charger there, and I put my phone there when I sit down. By the time I'm ready to get up, then the phone's charged anyway, and I can go about my day. So I hope this list was helpful to you. If it was, please leave me a comment. If you think I missed anything essential, please let me know, because I would love to see if I can add it to my own home studio. The links for all of these products, again, are in the description. Hit the like and the subscription button if this was helpful to you. You'll see much more content like this from me in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.